relapse, or what do you owe to getting sober this time? Both of you. Chris first.
You want me to start? Oh, God.
Well, no, Dave looks like he's chomping.
Are you ready?
The reason that I'm not... I mean, I think the thing that stopped me from chronic relapsing was reproducing, to be honest with you. I think having a child was the great equalizer for me, and it was not as soon as I would have liked it to be. You know, I was still fucking around a little bit when she was a little baby, but like it took fatherhood for me to really get a handle on this thing, and it really wasn't necessary. I don't know if that's true or if that's just what happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, because I mean something clicked, and sobriety and recovery is incredibly more attractive to me than getting high at this point. But I have to say, last night I had this crazy dream, like a crazy using dream, where I was in a town and I was living with my father and I was shooting dope, and my dad and I'm like high as shit, and it was very real.
You actually got high in the dream? Mine always end right before.
No, I
always miss or something.
No, but I took NyQuil last night. I've had a cold and it was late and I had to get to bed. So I had one of these NyQuil nightmares. Yeah. And I got high in the dream.
But he's asking, did you feel it in the dream?
I didn't feel it feel it, but I was high. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like...
My sponsor calls that a free lapse.
Yeah.
Right. Straight up. Yeah. So my dad comes up to me in the dream and he goes, "Are you getting high?" And I was like, "No." You know, and I was totally lying in the dream. And he goes, "Well, what's that on your arm?" And I had just shot dope, so I was bleeding. Yeah. So I licked my finger in the dream, and I wiped the blood away off my arm, and I said, "It's nothing, Dad." And then I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I was like, and then in the dream it was like, I hear my voice in the dream say, "Wait, Dave, you're dreaming. It's gonna be okay. It didn't happen." And then I wake up and I was like, "Oh my God." You know, so I mean, like in terms of, and I relapsed. I started using drugs when I was late, you know, late compared to you guys. I was like 17 and a half when I started using, but then I used every day until I was 38, you know? So it's like life went on and I didn't stop and it only got worse, and bad shit happened. And I think though, it's AA, it's my daughter, it's you know, being a man, you know, it's just, I don't know that it would have happened without her, but thank God it happened with her, you know?
It's usually a perfect storm of like desperation, timing, environment, people, and it's like, yeah, that's the thing.
Because it's like you though, fatherhood changed everything for me. And I met my wife in the program and all of that, but I mean, you're a different person. Just like the steps do, right? Like, just like the steps, I was a different man before and after, but the moment my son was born, I was a completely different person. So I can see how that could catalyze getting sober.
I'm so nervous about that, too. I just got married, too. My wife is also, like, we went to rehab together, like, 4 times.
Did you go with her? With her to the same rehab 4 times?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's wild.
We met when we were sober. We were both living in Oxford houses. I don't know if you have those out there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And, like, I relapsed and hid it from her, and she relapsed and hid it from me. And then one day I picked her up from work, and she was like, "I have to tell you something. I did heroin today." And I was like, "Well, do you have any more?" She was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Well, all right."
Were you clean at that point, or were you just chomping at the bit, or were you using?
Chomping at the bit.
Right.
I was chomping at the bit, waiting for any excuse. And so, luckily, I think we just kind of had to get it out of our systems. But, yeah, now our sobriety dates are 4 days apart, and we just got married. So that's all crazy.
Nice.
But I'm terrified of having kids, because I was talking, like, I interviewed my dad on the first episode. It's like, how do you raise a me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the heck?
Yeah. The joke in our family is always, do we save for college or do we save for rehab?
You save for rehab.
For sure, with my kids' genes, right? And yours too.
Yeah.
Yours too.
And all of us.
Well, I don't know. I think it's very scary to have a kid. And I was not clean when we had the kid. And I was not, I didn't have that moment when my daughter was born. In fact, I like went out and got Xanax when my daughter was born because I was just using and scared and mental, and like I didn't know what the move was. It took me another year basically to get it together. And thank God the kid for that first year is barely anything more than a kitten.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, the more she had it together, the more I could get it together. And by the time she was talking, I was really listening. You know what I mean? It's all when your kid starts talking. That's like for me, it was like it's just it's
not a little lump of flesh. It's a being.
It's not a kitten anymore. It's a person.
So I ask all fathers this. It's like, because I'm so selfish, and I just can't imagine a being that I'm just not selfish towards. But is it true that like there's just something about having a kid? There is just some magic thing that happens, really? Everyone has said yes.
I wish it was true, but Jay, you got. I mean, for me it's true, and I bet for you it's true. But how many fathers out there are totally selfish and mistreat their kids,
sure.
and
well,
you know?
I mean, even me, if I'm honest with myself, there are moments that I'm selfish, right?
Well,
It's not just like I'm this selfless fucking saint, because I'm certainly not.
Oh, I'm always trying to get my kid to watch things that she doesn't want to watch just because I want to watch them. I'm like,
for sure.
I'm like, here's Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis. You're gonna love this video. I really want you to like this. And she's like, Daddy, why are you showing this to me? And I'm like, because you're gonna like it. You know, I don't know if that.